This is Diving In with the Port of Seattle. I'm Mallory Hauser. I'm here with Linda Springmann, and we are celebrating the end of the cruise season. Linda here is our Director of Cruise Business and Elliott Bay Operations. Welcome, Linda.
Thanks, Mallory. Great to be here.
This year was record-setting in a number of ways. Tell us what made 2025 so special for cruise.
Yeah, it was a record year, and I love saying that this year, and I get to say it again next year, hopefully, too. But we had a record number of cruise calls, a record number of passengers. 298 ships called at the Port of Seattle at one of our 3 berths at our 2 facilities, and they brought 1.9 million revenue passengers. The economic impact of that is something that we really want to make sure everybody understands, is that the cruise passengers that visit us here in Seattle generated $1.2 billion of economic impact to the community. And that's made up of a couple things, some that are pretty obvious and others that are really surprising to people. So the first one is just the tourism and visitor services, the hotels, the transportation, the tours, the meals that really benefit from our cruise passengers. The other one that may be a little less visible to people is all the jobs it creates. And there's so much that goes into the cruise day and that supports it. The jobs are over 5,000 jobs a season that are brought in by cruise business. And then the last one that people don't really think about a lot is the provisioning, that every time a ship is here, it is doing all of its provisioning for a week.
Also this past year was a big year for environment in cruise. It was the first year that all 3 of Seattle's cruise berths had shore power capability. Tell us a little bit about what that was like. What does that mean?
Yeah, environmental sustainability is core to the Port of Seattle's DNA, and our 3rd berth at Pier 66 was shore power capable. And so all season this year, we were able to have ships connect to shore power and limit the impact to the air and the water that those ships have while they're alongside during the day is really important to us. We're still waiting for final numbers, but our carbon avoided will be on our dashboard pretty soon, and we think it's really going to be impressive numbers on a year-over-year basis.
So check back on the cruise dashboard, which is available on the Port of Seattle website, for those final numbers to see how many ships connected and what was the total CO2 avoided. Wonderful. Now, looking ahead to next year, we've had a big year. What's going to happen next year? What do we have to look forward to?
Yeah, next year is going to be a new record. Very, very exciting information. So this year in 2025 with our 298 calls, one of the things that helped us get to our new record was a new customer. So this year, Cunard Line's Queen Elizabeth called in Seattle this year. And so next year, we're really excited to say that we have 2 new brands coming to Seattle, sailing to Alaska for the first time. MSC Cruises is bringing MSC Poesia, and Virgin Voyages is bringing the Brilliant Lady, and they'll both be sailing 7-day cruises out of Seattle next year. And so our number for next year, we're expecting 330 cruise calls.
That's very exciting, and we can't wait. We'll check back in April when we kick off the next cruise season. Thank you for joining in. This has been Diving In with the Port of Seattle. Make sure to like and subscribe.